Okay, so in next lecture, I have seen that what are the types of your linear actuator. Okay, so the last type of actuator was remaining in the yesterday's lecture. So last type of your actuator or the hydraulic actuator is the telescopic cylinder. Okay, telescopic cylinder. So you can observe that the telescopic cylinder is basically used in the hydraulic dumper basically. Okay, uh, like hydraulic dump bodies, truck dump bodies, then lifting truck or cranes, where the space limitation is the most important consideration. Okay, so basically this type of cylinder is used where we have limited space and required large amount of stroke length. Okay, we have space limitation but required large amount of stroke length. Okay, so in picture you can observe that there is number of cylinder, okay, which are decreasing in order in diameter are placed inside each other. So here is your larger cylinder. Okay, so here is your larger cylinder. Okay, in which the cylinder number B, the diameter B cylinder is placed. Okay, in which again cylinder number C is placed. Okay, so in that way the number of cylinder, okay, according to stroke length we have, the number of cylinder are inserted in each other, okay, in construction manner. Then the inlet is provided at this portion so that when the hydraulic fluid or hydraulic oil is passed from this portion, it will create the pressure or create the force on the second one. Okay, after the complete lifting of the second cylinder. Okay, so first one, this portion is filled with the oil, and once it is filled totally, at the same time the cylinder number B will start moving upward direction or extraction position. Okay, once the first cylinder, that is cylinder number A, is filled with oil and cylinder number B is at its outer stroke, the oil will start flowing from point A to B, will again extend the portion or cylinder number C. Okay, so in that way, once the first cylinder bore is filled with the oil, it will start creating pressure on other cylinder so that it will extend further. Okay, and at the time of retraction, at the time of retraction, the hydraulic oil is passed from this portion. So you can see that there is a small opening is provided in the casing so that the outlet oil is again passed from this third number cylinder to second number cylinder, then second number cylinder to first cylinder, and from first to tank. Okay, so when we have to actuate the cylinder, we pass the supply from this portion, and when we have to retract the cylinder, we pass supply from this portion so that it will, first one, it will lower the first cylinder, then supply the oil toward the second cylinder, it will again lower the second cylinder, then it will pass the oil towards the third cylinder and it will lower the third cylinder. So in that way, the number of cylinders are placed in each other so that we can achieve larger stroke length. Okay, so if you consider the stroke length of cylinder number 1, is L1. Okay, if we consider cylinder number 1 stroke length is L1. Okay, then cylinder number 2's stroke length is L2. Cylinder number 3 has stroke length of L3. So we can achieve total number of stroke length. Okay, so L1 plus L2 plus L3 is the total stroke length of your telescopic cylinder. So in this way, we can place this particular cylinder in limited space, but can use when we require larger stroke length. Okay, so compact size मध्ये असणार आहे, but extension झाल्यानंतर तो large मध्ये असणार आहे. Okay, so this is your telescopic cylinder. Okay, so again, speed of the cylinder can be calculated as length of stroke. So if we consider the speed of cylinder, then we have length of stroke, that is L, total extension of the cylinder, divided by how much time required to extract that particular cylinder, that is T. So from this we can calculate the velocity. Okay, meter per second or meter per minute, how much it should travel by the cylinder. Okay, and the cylinder speed can vary. Okay, this speed is vary depending on first one, either length of stroke, second one, pressure of your oil. Okay, so where the pressure of oil is more, it will move piston at the faster rate. Okay, pressure जास्त असल्यामुळे piston हा faster rate ने move होईल. So that means it will require minimum time for the movement. The second one is flow rate of your oil. Okay, how much flow rate? That means when the flow rate is reduced, okay, flow rate is reduced, then speed also goes on decreasing. Okay, flow rate वाढला, oil पण maximum असणार आहे, so it will force the piston at the faster rate. Okay, so this is speed of your cylinder. It means all types of cylinder. Then what is cylinder force? Okay, as we discussed earlier, there are two types of force, either push type or pull type. Okay, and in force we calculate as F is equal to P into area of cylinder. P into area of cylinder. Again, suppose we consider, let's take it as F1. Okay, so if we have cylinder okay, so if you consider the F1 from this direction and F2 from this direction, okay, so this is your F1 and this is your F2. So F1 is P into A. Okay, whatever the pressure of oil and the area of piston. Okay, if you see from this F1 side, there is area of piston only. That means like this. This is area of piston only. So this is capital A, pi by 4 into diameter of your piston square. Okay, and the force required फॉर द रिट्रॅक्शन ऑफ युअर ॲक्च्युएटर. फॉरवर्डला काय असणार आहे तुमचा प्रेशर तर कॉन्स्टंट असणार आहे दोन्ही साईडला. राहिला प्रश्न एरिया, म्हणजेच तुमचा फोर्स जो असेल इट इज बेसिकली डिपेंड ऑन युअर एरिया ऑफ पिस्टन. ओके, मग जर फॉरवर्डला जाताना जर बघितला तर त्या केसमध्ये तुमचा फोर्स असणार आहे प्रेशर इंटू एरिया ऑफ युअर पिस्टन π/4 इंटू d square, where d is equal to diameter of piston. If you consider F2 force, then F2 is equal to again pressure multiplied by area, but in that case area is minimized or decreased. Why? So at this portion, when we apply the force on this portion, there is reduction in area. Why? So here there is piston, sorry, there is piston, and piston rod is also placed on it. So like this. So if you consider the area of remaining portion, that is the capital A, area of piston, and small a is area of piston rod. So some amount of area is decreases. So from that your force required is also goes on changing. Okay, so this is force required for either extraction or retraction of your cylinder. Okay, and your hydraulic cylinder is basically specified in, if you consider the pressure, then it is specified in Pascal, then length is specified in meter, diameter is considered as the bore diameter, okay, in meter also, then diameter of piston rod is in meter. Okay, so this is your linear actuator basically. Okay, so this is linear actuator, then speed calculation and force calculation of your actuator. Second one is the how we are going to mount that particular actuator, that means cylinder, and the working zone. Okay, so there are certain mounting positions. They are basically used in application so that your actuator can mount perfectly on your application or applicable area, so that the minimum vibration can generated and it will allow the smooth flow of your working zone. Okay, again the mounting consider as per your application, which type in which type of application area we are going to use this type of actuator. So I come back, the piston are or your actuator are mounted. Okay, so your mounting basically necessary at one end of your cylinder or one end of actuator or both end of your actuator. Okay, so what are the types of actuator, or so, sorry, what are the types of cylinder mounting? Cylinder mountings are classified into three basic categories. First one, your center line mounting, then foot mounting, okay, then pivot mounting. The pivot mounting again classified into two categories, cleavage and trunnion mounting. Okay, so let's discuss one by one. So first one, center line mounting. So what is center line mounting? So basically center line mounting consists of the piston cylinder assembly, that means the actuator, and there are flanges, two flanges mounted at the both end of your actuator. See, here there is a flange, okay, circular in shape, you know the flange. It is connected by the bolted joint. Okay, so at the both end here is also the flange is connected to the cylinder, and this is another flange is connected to the cylinder. So this is called as your center line mounting. Okay. So basically it used either rectangle type of flange or square flange. Okay. Which is connected to head end or cap of the actuator, both sides. Okay. So this is your center line mounting method. Okay. The simple one, both the flanges are attached at the outer end of your actuator and it is fixed at the working zone. Next one is foot mounting. So in foot mounting, see, here is again 2 bolts are provided in the casing and the casing is attached to the floor. So this is foot mounting, so that your cylinder is mounted horizontally on the ground itself or the floor itself. Okay. So in this case, again, the side covers. So these sides cover are provided so that we can place the cylinder in the side cover in this way. There are side cover are provided. Okay. So these are the side cover in which your cylinder is placed and it is clamped by the bolt. And again at the bottom fitted by the bolt. This is your foot mounting. Okay. The next one is pivot mounting. So pivot mounting is classified into 2 categories, is Clevis and Trunnion. So in pivot mounting, the cylinder can be able to rotate freely. Okay. So this cylinder is rotate at this axis and reciprocate also. So at the same time, rotation and reciprocating action is conducting. Okay. So in Clevis mounting, so in this portion, the Clevis mounting, the at the end of your piston rod, the arm is or Clevis arm is placed. There is a hole so that we can pivot this point to the application we required, so that we can provide the angular movement to the cylinder. So your cylinder can oscillate at this direction also by providing again reciprocating action. So it will reciprocate and rotate also at the particular angle. Okay, in particular angle only. Okay. So this is your cleavage mounting. See, at the end of your piston rod, there is cleavage is mounted. So we can fix this point to the pivoted portion so that it will reciprocate also. Sorry, rotate also in particular angle. So this is cleavage mounting method. Then Trunnion mounting. So Trunnion mounting, we are going to mount either head end or cap end or intermediate end. आपण ही जी काही क्लेविस आहे म्हणजे एक असा हॉलो पाईप असणार आहे आणि त्याला दोन्ही साइडने एक बोल्टेड असेंबली दिलेली असेल सो दॅट वी कॅन फिक्स दिस सिलेंडर or hold the cylinder either from कॅप एंड और हेड एंडला असेल किंवा कॅप एंडला तुम्ही तो पकडू शकतो, किंवा इंटरमिडिएट सेक्शनला मी कुठे पण हा हा ट्रुनियन हा इन्स्टॉल करू शकतो होल्डिंग साठी. ओके, एक हॉलो पोर्शन असतो, यामध्ये मी सिलेंडर प्लेस केलेला असेल. ओके, so this is your trunnion mounting. So those are the mounting methods of actuator. Okay, so in picture we can see that different mounting style. So first one, there is cylinder without any mounting. Then here is tie rod extension mounting. The red color shows the mounting methods. Okay, here the foot side mounting. The mounting or cylinder is placed on the foot, that is in horizontal way. Then trunnion, this is head trunnion. Okay, this is the flange mounting. The flange is provided. This is a rectangle type of flange. Okay, then this is again a rectangle type of flange. The trunnion, center trunnion is provided. Okay, cap trunnion. Cap म्हणजे काय? Opposite to your piston rod side. ज्या साईडला फक्त पिस्टन असेल त्या साईडला कॅप एंड म्हणता, दुसऱ्या साईडला हेड एंड म्हणता. ओके, आता इथे हेड झाला हा. ओके, देन इथे क्लिव्हिज, इथे बघा एक होल ड्रिल केलेलं आहे, हे झाले क्लिव्हिज माउंटिंग. सो हियर रेफरन्स माउंटिंग पोझिशन आर प्रोव्हाइडेड. ओके,